Welcome back, friends, boys, girls, husbands, wives, and kitty cats, because cats like to watch moving images on a screen. Um, this is me. I'm Emma G, back here for another episode of The Songs That Changed My Life in support of my brand new book, which was going to be called The Songs That Changed My Life, but we changed it last minute to My Life, My Songs, My Healing. And I am taking the opportunity to speak with songwriters from all over the world about the songs that are raw, real, vulnerable, and talk the real shit to help them overcome whatever hurdles that are going on in their lives. Today, from my home country of Aotearoa, the land of the long white cloud, otherwise known as New Zealand or New Zealand, I've got Tommy Leigh from Wednesday's Girlfriend, who's probably going to spend most of this time laughing at my shitty jokes that aren't funny, but we're going to try and concentrate on him as much as possible.
If they weren't funny, I wouldn't be laughing.
That's valid, but I feel like a lot of people, at least in the States, like laugh at me as opposed to with me.
True.
You know,
it's the difference, the Kiwi sort of sensibility for, it's got to be funny for me to laugh at it. But yeah, not good.
I spent a lot of time, my last 5 years in Auckland, when I was living back in New Zealand, spending a lot of time with the comedians like, Brendan Lovegrove and Jared Fell and they were just like, yeah, comedy's not Emma's thing. So that's okay.
We can't all be good at everything. I've always wanted to give it a go as well. But you always think you're real funny when you're hanging with your friends, but then, yeah, I reckon it'd be a completely different deal.
Yeah, pretty much. These days as a musician, when I'm introducing myself, I'm like, yeah, I'm funny. Not really. And they just laugh at my awkwardness, and that's fine.
That's a good avenue too. Yeah.
Now it's happening on YouTube. Anyways, enough about that. I want to talk about you. Who are you? What's your deal? You're a musician from Auckland. You study at Auckland University. You are one of my Play It Strange buddies, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell me about who is Tommy Leigh?
Okay, so I guess we'll start off with like the music side of things. So I've been writing songs since probably around 11, 12 years old. And probably my first big breakout achievement was Play It Strange. So I talked about it before, but I'll mention it since we're live now. First came across it when a friend of mine, Josh Zong, he's actually a musician at the moment in New York, and he asked me to play on his song Magnetic in 2013.
What's Magnetic?
He was a finalist. It's just the name of the song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Magnetic Forces, something like that. I can't remember quite the lyrics because I was only playing guitar on it. But I was at York Street Studios back when that was still running.
I'm so sad that place stopped.
I know.
That's where I recorded my Play It Strange song.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I think it was the last year it was still operating. But the same guy, Scott, he went over to Roundhead. And I'm not sure what he's up to. I'm pretty sure he's still producing, but I'm not sure where. He might be freelancing. But anyway, yeah. So I played guitar on that. I asked him, how did this happen? How did you get in the studio? He said, "Oh, it's through Play It Strange." So I found out about it, entered the next year, and I managed to get a placing. I was really surprised, but I was really happy to with my song Further, and we recorded that at Roundhead, and that was a real awesome experience with my band at the time. Yeah, it was really quite something. And then since then, I've played in a couple other bands, sort of on the sideline, being a supporting member rather than a leading member.
Right.
And now I've got my project, which is Wednesday's Girlfriend. For which I write basically all the songs. The band members, Toby and Hayden, they both bring their input too. Like I come up with a sketch for drums and bass, and they sort of put their flair in. And one of our songs, Forever, actually, the break just before the first chorus, that one, that was like a collaborative effort, that section. But yeah, it tends to be my sort of like my creative outlet. The band as a whole.
Right.
That's basically me from a music perspective. I study music as a composition student, which is completely left field of that. But Yeah.
That explains the intricate everything. And
Yeah.
that's beautiful. I saw
Yeah.
when I opened the track and I was like, oh wow, his guitaring brings mine to shame. Like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's like my one point of pride is my guitar playing, I think. Like I think I sing okay, and I think I can songwrite all right, but I'm pretty proud of my own guitar playing. And I
yeah,
actually started out when I was I started out writing songs, and then I sort of fell away from that, became an edgy teenager, and then started writing. I listened to a lot of like guitar-based music, so like metal, rock, instrumental stuff in particular.
hmm
So the likes of Steve Vai and Grim Malmsteen, that kind of thing.
awesome.
Um,
Love Steve.
and yeah, oh, he's brilliant. He is so brilliant. Oh my God. But yeah, and I wrote a whole bunch of instrumentals based on that, just sort of deriving from that. And then after Play It Strange started to move slightly more towards using lyrics and stuff again.
That's cool. That's real
And
cool.
hence the composition, because I was really into instrumental music at the time.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that makes sense.
Mm.
And I think it plays really well. So the song we're going to be discussing tonight is a song called Patience.
Mm.
And I don't know, I feel like the relationship between the guitaring, even though like it's very intricate, it's very spaced out, you know? And I think that plays well into, from an outsider's perspective, I want to learn more about the song. So can you tell me what was the motivation behind you writing Patience in the first place?
So Patient was kind of spontaneous, which is the best way that songs sort of come out, I find. The melodies and stuff sort of just came to me. Then I built on the like harmony from that, basically where I could sing best. And the lyrics, though, they took a little bit more effort, and it was in the midst of the first lockdown. So as everybody is using, all of the dating apps, as everybody was, to pass the time, because it's lockdown and everyone's stuck inside needing some human interaction. And I was talking to one girl in particular, and it was mainly driven by the sort of frustration when you're talking to this person, but that's all you can do. You can only talk to them because we're all staying inside, keeping each other safe, So while everyone was sort of on the same team, and we knew why we were doing it, it was a very sort of, I guess, closed off time. And that was the main driving force behind the song.
I like that spin. I'm really like, it's been 5 years and almost 6 years since I left New Zealand. What dating apps do you have there? Does that sound like a weird question? Like,
I think we've got all the big ones.
I don't even know what they are.
Yeah. Oh,
so there's like Tinder, and
there's Bumble, and there's Hinge, and I think that's the only two that I know about. I think Hinge is the newest one.
Okay.
But yeah.
Hinge, I've never see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. So it's about like dating online, though you can't. That's interesting. So you guys are back in. You're back to real life now, right? You've had 2 lockdowns.
We've had a second one, and we came this close to a third one, but we didn't get it, thankfully. Hold touching wood that it doesn't happen again, but
Yeah.
It was I guess less about the online dating as a concept of its own, rather than just being separate, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you could have the same thing happen if you're like separated by distance. You can only communicate by phone or letters or something like that. So it was just that, this person in particular, she was only in Auckland City, and I don't live very far from it. So it's a very close physical distance, but we couldn't actually like meet each other. So
yeah,
it was sort of like a impenetrable but still small barrier,
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel like, New Zealand at least did a really good job when it came to adhering to those guidelines. I think everyone here in the States has been like, oh, I mean, it's just the next city over. Fuck it. Let's
Yeah. I think New Zealand's definitely got more of I wouldn't say monoculture, but a lot more on the same page, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. No, that's cool. So I I'm assuming that you've eventually gotten to see this person. Did you write the song while you were still in lockdown? After you were in lockdown? What was the process for you?
I pretty sure. Yeah, no, I finished it before lockdown ended. You kind of you draw on the original feelings and then you expand on them in your own creative way to get to the final product that is the song.
Right.
So that's what I did. I hadn't finished like recording it or anything. Like the lyrics were done and the like underlying like the basis of it were finished, but all of the for example, the solo I hadn't written yet. The ending actually I hadn't done yet. It's just it was just all of the, I guess the skeleton of it was done before then. And it's sort of been an evolving process since then. I recorded a demo which I sent you, and I've shown a few different people, and it's the version that we play live at the moment. And I don't think structurally it's going to change, but we're planning to go into the studio and use and get some drums recorded. I have to do things on a limited budget, being still student, but what I've normally used is a drum program called BFD3, which tends to fool a lot of people. Like most people are like, wait, so those are electronic? So it works pretty well, but I want to get some real drums, really like up the game a little bit. So that's the sort of next stage in the evolution for it. Or else it would have been released by now, but you want it to be good.
I think you've gone more into detail than most other songwriters do when it comes to the composition side of things. Like, really talking about, not just the lyrics and the lyrical process, but the recording process and there are so many aspects to recording and being an indie artist that people kind of like, when you're in, when you don't, you don't know.
There's a lot behind the scenes, a lot of work behind the scenes.
So you've got a percussionist in your band, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
But you still choose to record the drums electronically.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
The reason simply being a matter of means and cost. I'm planning to use him for when we're recording the drums live. And of course he plays in all my shows and we practice together and everything. But the main reason for that was that if I had tried to scrounge together a whole bunch of like cheap mics and then recorded drums that way, I feel like it would have gotten a worse result than using the drum program. But we're going to try and take a leap forward. I'm talking to some people and they know some guys with nice mics, which is good. And then I'm going to have a crack at the production. I've been producing for a while. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I think I'm good enough for like sort of my genre, if you get me.
Yeah.
So it's that
classic Kiwi, she'll be right attitude. Like
exactly. number 8 wire kind of thing. Yeah.
The number 8. Yeah. That's funny. It's so refreshing, like hearing all the like scrounge. Nobody says scrounge in America.
Really?
So for those who don't know what the word scrounge means, it means like to like ask favors and from all your friends. And my friend is calling me probably to scrounge food. No, I'm kidding. So scrounge is to ask favors and do what you can on the cheap, because being an indie musician, especially in New Zealand, isn't the most luxurious of feats until you get there. So that's cool. So lyrically, I mean, one of the things about songwriting that I use and I talk about in my book is, how important the process of songwriting can help one to overcome their emotional blocks, mental blocks, emotional, funk. Was there a breakthrough for you while writing the song to help you overcome, the quarantine blues?
Yeah, it kind of, I find that the process of writing really, even non-lyrically, like just like even like journaling or whatever, or noting things down when you have a lot to do, is a really like clarifying process. So especially when you have those feelings of frustration, once you get them down on paper, it gives you a sense of perspective. And it also gives you a sense almost of excitement, because it's really easy when it's in your head to focus on what you don't have or what's bad. And once you write it all out, you can kind of look a little bit more forward. So, and compare it to previous situations and so on and so on. So, yeah, it definitely gave me like it sort of like a pointing in the right direction kind of thing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And did you share it with the girl you were messaging or seeing?
Oh, no.
Very ridiculous. She says.
I've done this kind of thing before, and no, I don't show them, because that would be kind of weird.
Why?
And it's weird for two reasons. One, because you look like like if you're going to write a song about somebody, it's a very sort of intimate thing, right?
Right.
So it would you for one thing, you kind of give the game away. So that's the third thing, which I wasn't even gonna mention. But another thing is that, which may sound a little bit counterintuitive, it's not completely about them. It's like it's more about the feeling than it is about them as the person. You know what I mean? I don't want to try and put out there that I thought that this song meant that I was obsessed with this person. I wasn't. It was more the feelings that elicited from the like interaction, and then you expand on that. It's like it's like if you took a photo, like concept art, if you were a director, and then you can expand a scene from that. Like the interaction with the person was the photo, and then the scene is the music, if that makes sense.
That's a gorgeous way of putting that. I never thought of it that way.
Well, thank you.
No, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel like I have a tendency to like lock in on a specific thing, and then I just get kind of carried away. And then because I play out so often and I release so much music, inevitably the person that inspired the song is going to hear the song, and they're like, oh shit, you wanted to get married? I'm like, nope, don't don't get this done.
I feel like you can't really get it unless you've done it yourself, because people will think, oh my god, you wrote a song, like you must have been obsessed with them or whatever. It's like, oh, what did this, they must have really meant something. I'm like, well, yeah, but also like it's different.
Yeah. No, I'm picking up everything you're putting down.
Yeah, good. I'm glad I'm being like eloquent and well describing my ideas.
Yes, perfect. So have you received any feedback from your friends and fans about the song?
Yeah, from friends that I've shown and family that I've shown, pretty much all positive. I really liked it as well after finishing it, especially with the backing vocals, because that's something that I haven't made a huge amount of use of, and I plan to do more of that. But so from my little sister, who we critique each other's songs all the time, and
the other player is strange artist, right?
Yes, yeah, Marianne, yeah. She making waves, honestly. I'm very jealous of her. She's really knows what she's doing. But yeah, she was really happy with it. She thought it was really good. My brother, who's also a musician, he doesn't write, but he plays trumpet, another engineer as well, and he quite liked it. He hasn't got quite as much the ear like a songwriter would have, but he was quite happy with it. A friend of mine, Christo, he was pretty pleased too. He said it's definitely up there for one of my songs. So, and when we played it live, the reaction was all really, really good. It's very sort of danceable. It's a very easy to sing back kind of chorus as well. Memorable kind of melody, and that's what I was going for. And yeah, people could kind of pick up on it like that, like after you play the chorus once, people are like, okay, no, this is how it goes, and you can at least say the patient bit. So
gotcha.
Yeah, so far it's all been largely positive. The only not so positive is about the production itself, and that's why I haven't released it yet. It's been a very like work heavy year, and I didn't want to like half-ass it,
Right.
I want to do the song justice, not just sort of like it's out and then it's done and then it's not what it could have been. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
I bit off a big bite to chew this year. We're releasing a new single every 6 weeks. So
Oh,
I
whoa.
admire, yeah, it's been fun. 10 singles released in 1 year. Plus collaboration, singles,
Yeah.
which that's not even including, that's just me. That's just my singles.
They call it
Um,
full-time, being a full-time artist, but I feel like it's more like a double-time artist, you know what I
oh
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's like, I respect that you're taking your time. That's,
Yeah.
it's smart. It's smart. Um, so what makes this particular song your life-changing song?
Um, we've already kind of explored and found that I'm quite focused on the music side of things as
Hmm.
well as the lyric side of things. So from a lyrical perspective, it's a breakthrough for me because it's this constant journey that I've had with trying to make my songs both like memorable and sing alongable, but also, meaningful to me.
Hmm.
So the chorus is catchy, but it's not like nonsense, which I'm pretty happy with. And from a musical standpoint, I'm sort of expanding my horizons and it's still intricate, but taking a less is more kind of approach,
Hmm.
using the guitar as a flavor rather than like as the whole sort of meal,
I love that.
and using the backing vocals and stuff too. So there are a whole bunch of firsts with this song, and it's
Yeah.
going to also, from the production side of things, going to be the first one we release with real drums. So if you don't count further, but that's not in this band. That was for Play It Strange, but
Right.
yeah,
That's so
so
exciting.
yeah, yeah. So that's what makes it a real landmark achievement for me. Yeah, I was super happy with it, and I've been buzzing to release it for a long time. Um, but like I said before, I want it to record to the highest potential I can get it to, as you kind of need. I took this paper in uni, which I highly recommend if anyone's studying music at the moment, especially if you're in a conjoint, because it counts for both papers, as I found, both degrees. But yeah, Music 365, it's business and it's music business and something else. I can't remember the title, but they talk to us about radio play and all that kind of thing, you want to make your mark. And with radio in particular, it's got to be creme de la creme, because your competition isn't other indie artists. Your competition is everyone who is making the big bucks. So
Yeah,
especially
Metallica
if you,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Metallica, or like, yeah, um, it's tough. So um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's another step closer towards getting back to that goal where you can actually be on the same playing field as these people. So yeah.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because one of the things that I like back when I was living in New Zealand and playing in Static Era, that was again the goal was like,
Mm.
get on the radio and, be alongside all these other bands. Whereas now that I'm living in America, where the population is more than the population of sheep,
Yeah.
being able to, really figure out, okay, how do I target the demographics that will resonate with my music. Some of my music might go on the radio and has been on the radio, but a lot of that is just like these small demographics within the states. But those small demographics are still several million people,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's America.
Hmm.
But you mentioned something about what were you saying? You were saying about uh, the papers and the with the University of Auckland qualifications. Is that a paper that is offered in other universities in New Zealand, or because I
I
wonder if it's
assume
offered here as well?
I would hope so, because that's one thing that people often say when they come out of not just a music degree, but out of any degree, is that they don't learn enough about the industry that they're going into.
Right.
Um, lots of stuff about the hard skills. So when it comes to music, it's about the songwriting and about the music and the theory and so on. And for engineering, which is my other degree, it's about the maths, the formulae, the principles and stuff like that. But they don't teach you about, I don't know, what mechanical royalties are,
Mm.
or stuff like that, or publishing royalties, or yeah, like for example, what radio play means, or how to like
Right.
plan a tour, that kind of thing. So that's what that paper deals with, which I really liked. It was a great paper, great teaching staff. I'm sure you know Graham Reed.
Yes.
Yeah. He takes that along with Elizabeth. I forgot her last name. I can't believe it. But yeah,
Elizabeth. Good old Elizabeth.
Yeah. She takes the paper for the majority of it. I just remember Graham because I had him in another paper as well. So yeah, real eccentric guy, real crack up guy.
Real crack up. That's
another one you don't get. Yeah.
You're delivering in spades, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, education and music, and I think it's one of the things that you can never over-educate yourself in your industry, especially when it comes to the applicable skills. Because I mean, I would have saved so much money, so much time if I had known a lot more than I do now. Hashtag shout out to APRA, by the way, for
that's something else they teach you about. Yeah.
All of their
APRA's got good resources too.
Because there's a lot of organizations here in the States that like Michael Elsner and Michael Walker and from Modern Musician and Sync Songwriting and all these wonderful organizations in the States who Bree Noble is another one. There's just so many who specifically cater for musicians that want to learn about sync licensing or learn about, the ins and outs, the intricate details of the music industry. Whereas it's one of the blessings, I think, of the New Zealand scene that you have the opportunity to have relatively affordable education compared to the States. But that covers, I mean, dude, 1 year of tuition here can be 40 Rand. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But not only is it affordable, but it's also, gives you concrete skills directly in the industry. So that's awesome. I'm really thrilled for you. Okay, so next question is, with the song Patient, is there anything that you really want to make people feel when they hear this song?
Yeah. Okay. I guess the deepest message you can get from the song is about the frustration from not being able to meet the person that you're talking with. And if you sort of like take that down into more basic principles, it's just like frustration with the current situation, with the situation you may feel stuck in. And so, well, the chorus of the song is, I don't want to be patient, and so on. You don't want to be in that kind of sitch, but that's what you find yourself in. And but it's still like a happy song. It's still like a danceable song. And so I feel like the deepest message I want for people to get from the song is to remember that, those things are finite, and it still even can be, a good, you got to have there's no good times without bad times. So,
right.
Yeah, that's the juxtaposition in the song, is the sort of more, I guess, negative or sad lyrics with the more positive and upbeat, energetic song. So there's like a subconscious association. So the bad can be not that bad, So it's not going to last, and it's not necessarily as great a bad as you may think it is,
Yeah.
You might be stuck in lockdown, but you can still dance around in your room,
Totally.
That kind of thing.
Totally. No, I love that. I think it's also, one of the things I get when hearing the song is like, it helps me to remember rather, like that just because it sucks right now doesn't mean it doesn't, like you don't go through it, you grow through it.
Yeah.
Life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you type thing. So like, what can you, assuming you're still talking to this girl, if you are, then that, those weeks of being patient are only going to make the relationship stronger.
Exactly.
Know what I mean? So that's cool. Okay. So my next assignment for you.
Yeah.
I want to go through and actually like say the lyrics to the song before we actually listen to the song. Would you like to read them out, or? Yeah.
Yep. Let me just grab them.
Okay.
I
And
was just
also, I
trying
want to, while you're grabbing them, I want to do a massive shout out to your workplace for letting you take off half an hour between in the
It's
middle of
pretty
your workplace.
good. It's really nice of them. I asked them like basically on the day that I started.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like,
but they're really
does.
chill. They're really chill. So yeah, no, big ups to them.
Where do you work?
I work at Tectonis, so it's a company that sorts seismic solutions, basically, where they're so earthquake proofing, which is something that's very, I guess, relevant to New Zealand. So
Mm-hmm.
as we had the the
Earthquakes and
the two,
Wellington and yeah. Good for you,
so
man. That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm just an intern at the moment here, but it's pretty good so far.
That's awesome. Just an intern. You say that like so nonchalantly, like that's awesome. Like you're working in a field that you love. That's great.
Yeah, that's something that I always found. I found myself pretty like sort of blessed and cursed by the fact that I've got like a few pretty equal interests. Like I love music, but I also really like engineering,
That's totally fine.
Learning how things work and designing them and improving them and so on. When you really lean into it, it's pretty amazing. And I find it comes from a similar place, it's still creativity, it's still problem solving, which is probably why I focus a lot on like production and music as well as the lyrical side of things, because it's both creative, but it's also pragmatic.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
I've got the lyrics now if you want me to go through them.
Serenade me, Tommy.
Sure. I'm not going to sing them. I'm too embarrassed. But so city filled with pretty lights and the sound of nobody else. Your eyes look into mine and I just start to melt. That's the first verse. So that one I kind of do you want me to go into them? Do you want me to just read it all out?
Just say the lyrics.
Okay, sweet. We go to the pre-chorus. Please let me know what you're here for. You've got me now. I don't know how. And then I don't want to be patient because I just sit here wasting. Wouldn't you rather that I had you, didn't keep you waiting? And it's all of that again. And the next verse, wish I could get inside your mind. You're so cool, it makes me nervous. Stomach filled with butterflies every time I think about us. We got the pre again. Please let me know what you're here for. You've got me now. I don't know how. And we got the chorus again. So it's just the chorus and then the solo, then the chorus. Yeah, that's basically it's a very simple song. I don't know what to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the Kiwi thing.
I think it is. I think a lot of Americans, a lot of Kiwis, it's like that whole what is it, tall poppy syndrome? Like we struggle to own our shit, but I think it's a beautiful, beautiful song and beautifully written. And on that note, I would like to play it live via your SoundCloud link, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. It's all good.
Okay, so this is Patience by Wednesday's Girlfriend by songwriter Tommy Leigh.
City filled with pretty lights and the sound of nobody else. Your eyes look into mine and I just start to melt. Please let me know what you're here for. You've got me now. I don't know how. I don't want to be patient, 'cause I just sit here wasting. Wouldn't you rather that I had you, didn't keep you waiting? I don't want to be patient, 'cause I just sit here wasting. Wouldn't you rather that I had you, didn't keep you waiting? Wish I could get inside your mind. You're so cool, it makes me nervous. Stomach filled with butterflies every time I think about us. Please let me know what you're here for. You've got me now. I don't know how. I don't want to be patient, 'cause I just sit here wasting. Wouldn't you rather that I had you, didn't keep you waiting? I don't want to be patient, 'cause I just sit here wasting. Wouldn't you rather that I had you, didn't keep you waiting?
And the crowd goes wild. That's such a fun song. I love that. I love that. Oh, you can't even hear me. I said, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah. Sorry,
Like,
I muted
you
myself.
can't hear me. My microphone is turned off. Oh, this is awkward. That's such a beautiful song, man. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks for taking an interest in it. Yeah, no, I really love that song.
For sure.
It's just, yeah, from a difficult place, but it's just really fun.
Yeah. It's and I'm not comparing you to her whatsoever, but like, you know, Ellie Goulding, she often sings these really dark lyrics to this really positive, positive sounding music. It's just, I love it. The juxtaposition, as you said, was just gorgeous. So when does that come out?
We're planning to release it along with an EP probably on the 5th of March. So drums are the next thing to go, and then we'll just see how it goes from there.
That's awesome. Hey man, thank you so much for being here. I am, taking some time to hang out and talk about your music. For those who are interested in following up with you or following you in general, like the stalkers that social media likes to promote, your Facebook is Wednesday's Girlfriend, obviously. Your Instagram is Wednesday's Girlfriend. Do you have a website?
And we don't as of yet, no.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So just stalk you on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. We've also got 2 tracks on Spotify already. So we've got Story, which is our first single, and Forever, which is our second. And if you check us out on YouTube too, we've got a video for each of those. The first one's an animated lyric video, which is pretty awesome. And the second one was just a music video of me when I had long hair. And it was in... I can't actually remember the name of the park, but it's a park close to the Auckland airport. Can't quite remember the name.
Okay. In
Mangere
or in
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And used a drone camera and stuff. It was pretty awesome. So
That's
please
awesome.
check those out because those are cool.
Fantastic.
And a lot of work went into those.
I love it. Hey man, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Of course, this is Tommy Leigh, not the actor, but the musician from New Zealand.
I swear to God.
Wednesday's Girlfriend. No, I'm joking because, it's,
the
Motley Crue as well. Tommy Leigh,
Yeah. My wife, Pamela Anderson, couldn't make it tonight.
Bugger.
Yeah. And thank you so much for having me. This has been really fun. This is my first experience sort of on a podcast and publicly talking about my music. So it's been good. I'm not sure if you noticed, but I'm sweating right now. It's pretty a little bit terrifying, but no, it's good.
No, it's good. You've been great. I mean, this is all about musicians supporting musicians and sharing the magic of being real and authentic and the power behind who you are as a musician and as a songwriter, because I think one of the things that, I mean, I appreciate, it can be scary, but at the same time, it's like, how dope are you? This is such a wonderful song that you've created, and it's important to be able to share that with people. And just it's because it's not just about you; it's about empowering other people that we're all going through the same shit.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's why music is so wonderful. So no, thank you for being here, and all of your nervousness. You've done great. So I appreciate you, man. So again, keep up with him. Wednesday's Girlfriend on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Of course, my new book is out. My Life, My Songs, My Healing. Talking about my music as well. My name is Emma G. Be good, be kind, spread love like it's going out of fashion. Be your own kind of superhero, and have an amazing